Hey, hi folks. So welcome to this F&B lecture again. So in this case, we are going to start the first variable of the business model canvas. So of course, in the link below, you can download and you can start out with the business model canvas. So just to reiterate, why are we doing business model canvas? If you're going to start a coffee shop, if you're going to start a cafe, this is one of the very first things you want to do. You want to write down all the 9 variables so that you can have a very, very clear picture holistically. What are the expenses that you need and what are the revenue that you want to run out to. Okay, so business model canvas, very, very simple, 1-page format for you to do your business plan for your coffee shop, for your cafes, even for your restaurants. Now that's BMC. Now the very first thing, the number one thing that you want to do is, of course, your value proposition. The value proposition in the most layman term is why people buy from you, why people go to your cafes, go to your coffee shop instead of another person's coffee shop. So have a thought about it. So why people go to you? So you might be thinking, oh, my coffee is better, my ambience is better. Now in this particular segment, I want to break down all this into components that we can actually manage. For instance, if we say that my coffee is better, so is that the pain that your audience are looking for? Or is it a gain that they are looking for? Now, one of the clear things that we want to move away from is price. That means we do not want to compete on price. Now, you are a winner until someone launches a lower price than you. So take note of that. Don't ever compete on price. So we want to start out what is the pain, what is the gain. Now, imagine if you're going to put in resources to create a nice coffee shop, to start a beautiful cafe, you're probably looking at the gain. For instance, Starbucks devote a lot of resources to what is known as the Starbucks experience. And when we go to Starbucks, other than the coffee or the Frappuccino, we're looking at a lot more things. It's a comfortable place, we hang out with friends, and so on and so forth. So we are looking at gain. Now, in this particular illustration, I want to show a food in Singapore context at 2 different places, and depending on whether is it a pain or is it a gain, the price varies. Now in Singapore, we have what is known as a hawker center that is categorized under the streets channel. So where things are very, very reasonable and you go there generally to eat. There's no service, there's not so much of a service, and it's very fast-paced. No frills. So imagine if I were to go to the hawker center and to have a plate of fried rice in Singapore context, I do not expect to pay anything more than $5. And if I were to tell you, hey, look here, I just had a fried rice for $10 in this particular hawker center, you will probably be thinking, he probably got cheated. $10 in a hawker center. Now for the same plate of fried rice, and if I tell you I pay $15 in a restaurant, that's pretty normal because it's a restaurant. So in the restaurant settings, I'm looking a lot more than just a functional to fulfill my hunger. I'm looking for things such as having a good time with my friend. I'm looking for nice ambience, relaxing. I'm looking for good service. So in our other module, I'll talk about this thing called moment of truth, where the service actually matters and is part of the product offering. But in this case, you can see that the value proposition from 2 different places allows you to charge 2 different pricing. So opening a coffee shop, opening a restaurant, opening a cafe, you are starting your business model canvas. So the very first thing is you need to start out what are you going to give the value to your targeted audience. And of course, you need to start thinking about your audience persona, which segment are you targeting, so that you can actually probably match out the value to them. Start out their pain and their gain. I would imagine that most of you will be writing the gain, and you'll be talking about the thematics, the beautiful things that you imagine and you're going to give to them, and write down all in the components so you can just start a separate sheet of the value proposition canvas. And when you download the business model canvas, you can actually put it in, and then you can actually write the other components from there. Thank you very much for joining me in these sessions. In the next upcoming session, I will talk about the other components of the BMC, the business model